Hello everyone and welcome, I'm Kiv, your favorite degenerate, and today we've got some more Halo Infinite content. This is kind of, I guess you could say, a mixture of news from the recent article that we had, and then in my own kind of way, I've done that cheeky Kiv razzle-dazzle of some evidence that might point towards some water vehicles in Halo, and later on in this video, some old concept art that I've uncovered. With the new sandbox update that we got, and that was a big article, I think that there's a paragraph that really highlights and means that we might have the possibility of water vehicles in Halo. Now look, I know that this is probably going out there really far because a lot of it is really sketchy and nothing has been confirmed. Nothing has been outright approved by any kind of 343 employee. The latest Inside Infinite article had a paragraph from the lead vehicle designer that kinda changed my mind a little bit, and it's opened me up a little bit to a bit more of the possibilities. And look, I'll be perfectly honest. Originally, I thought that this was just the stupidest crap ever. I was like, oh, it's Mega Construx, it's for kids, and toys are very different to what we get in an actual game. But then I did some digging. So first of all, Brian Berryhill, he's basically a lead vehicle designer for Halo Infinite, he had a paragraph in the update where he just talks about how they affect the sandbox. He starts off by saying that they change the way that you traverse the terrain and specifies that even land vehicles allow players to navigate the space differently than when they're on foot. The environments of Infinite, the way he explained it, it made me so excited. It was awesome because he talks about how a Warthog is great for like a foresty area that has solid ground, but a Ghost would be better for like a marshland that has potholes of water because the Ghost is anti-gravity, so it can just glide over the top of that without any issues whatsoever. And that's really cool because that's the sort of details that we saw in games like Battlefield 1 where it feels grounded and it feels so much more immersive because your vehicles are being affected by things that they never have been before, and that's awesome. I love it, and I would love to see that in a game, so I'm really excited for that. Then he talks about how it's been his biggest challenge as a vehicle designer because to meet the fantasy of a more expansive Halo, they really needed to unlock their environmental artists and level designers to make much more complex terrain. And early on, he made the promise to these teams that if they made awesome looking environments, we'd make the vehicles to be able to traverse them. To me, that is the sentence that screams out water environments. I don't know if I'm alone in this or not, but that was the sentence where I read that, I paused for a second, and then I was like, wait a second, I think they were trying to pull a sneaky on us there. So that's what I think, and he then goes on to talk about other stuff and how they have all of the previous builds from every Halo going back to CE, and that the terrain in this game is much more difficult, and this has caused them to retune the core vehicles that have been part of every Halo. Now, retuning vehicles is fine, but why would you need to make new vehicles for different environments? That seems a bit fishy. And also, remember, this is an open world game. Every open world game these days has water environments. And I'm not saying that they are just going to jump on the bandwagon for that, because it's not exactly a revolutionary idea. Like, this isn't Call of Duty Ghosts where we say, oh look, we have made the fish swim away from you when you swim up to them. Oh my god, we've reinvented gaming industry as a whole. Because no one's going to be frothing in the mouth over that. But I think that this is a good progression for Halo if it's executed well. We can't tell without seeing any gameplay, of course. But we did see in the environmental trailer that there was some sort of vehicle or Forerunner tech that was there under the water with a little searchlight, and it highlighted a destroyed Warthog. And in the Mega Construx, you've got one which looks like a little jet ski that seems like a water vehicle version of the Mongoose, and also a little speedboat that looks like it's a water version of the Warthog. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but I actually found some old concept art from Reach where there was actually some initial designs for a UNSC boat, which was like a Warthog, but just had a boat bottom. So there has been thought to it, but Bungie never executed it. Some other YouTubers have made theories that Bungie will be having their ideas fulfilled by 343 because they weren't able to do it back then because of limited technology. So who knows if that will include water environments. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So that's all of the evidence that hints at things going that way, but like I said, it's all just a theory and it's all there if you look for it. None of it has been confirmed, none of it has been talked about by anyone from 343. Going on from that, here's the negative side of things. It's not exactly like Spartans have a history of doing well in the water. In every game previously, they always drown if you put them in anything more than a kiddie pool. So, going from that to full-on water, it sounds a bit odd. Like, let's say if you accidentally press the exit vehicle button, is your Spartan just gonna drown in the water? Because that means that they would have to be able to swim as well. When the Chief was going AWOL in Guardians, was he secretly getting swimming lessons? Like, where do we draw the line? What's now going to be true to Halo and what is going a bit too far and taking things down a route that is not gonna be okay for what Halo fans want? So, that's my thoughts on the matter, but I'd like to know yours. Has your opinion changed after I pointed out that article? Have you got absolute faith that they are not going to touch that just like how Bungie didn't? So let me know, and I'd love to hear from you guys, and I think we'll call it there. I've been Kiv, and I'll see you next time.